Kraus. We start in the NBA. The Warriors. Today's number is 73. The Golden State Warriors won their 73rd game of the season, a new NBA single-season record with their 125-104 win over the Grizzlies. Steph Curry had 46 points, and he now holds the record for most three-pointers in a single season with 402. That's a lot more than I can do in one game. Meanwhile, Kobe Bryant wrapped up his career last night in memorable fashion as he scored 60 points in the Lakers' 101-96 victory. He wrapped up a 20-year career in the league. We moved out to the ice. The Stanley Cup playoffs kicked off last night. The Penguins, Lightning, and Blues all took Game 1 in their series. We'll have highlights from tonight's action coming up tomorrow. Around the Lumberyard this afternoon, NC Baseball have their home opener against Grand Island. Lou Medina is expected to take them out, and Ricky Brooks from the class of 2003 won the sectional title that year. He will be on hand to throw out the first pitch. The fun begins at 4:45. Highlights coming up tomorrow. Well, our guest in sports is considered as one of the greatest multi-sport athletes in North Tonawanda history. He spent 6 years on varsity softball and was a part of their last NFL title team to date back in 2004, when she was only a sophomore, and spent 3 years on varsity volleyball, where she led the Lady Jack to the league title in a 16-1 finish in 2005. Will you please welcome from the class of 2007, Shannon Wilson. Shannon, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Joe. Thanks for having me.
So, we just said a lot about your career. Batted just under 300 in softball and had over 1,000 digs in volleyball. What drew you to sports at an early age, would you say?
I come from a pretty sports-oriented family. Both my parents are big sports fans. My brother played sports as a kid, and I obviously played sports as a kid too. We're all Yankees fans, Sabres fans, and Bills fans, and just being around it my entire life, I always kind of wanted to be like my big brother who played sports and stuff like that. So I actually started off playing soccer and not volleyball, and it was the girls that won the 3 state titles back to back that Lizzie Madikosh in particular was my motivation to switch and play volleyball. So I've always been a sports person, and I never hope that goes away.
You just mentioned about those Lady Jacks teams. Shout out to your brother Travis, by the way, big supporter of the show. But those teams in the late '90s. When you think about the volleyball program as a whole, Shane, why has it been a success the past couple of decades?
I would attribute that mostly to two main things. One is obviously going to be coaching. Terry Brocious coached for years and years, coached the program, and what a great coach he was.
Right.
And then now we have Jess Anderson coaching as well, but and what a great coach she is as well. Both of them heavily involved in programs. But the other thing I would attribute it to is girls getting involved at such a young age and playing travel softball. Going to camps, or travel volleyball. I'm sorry,
no,
softball,
team,
whatever, ball sports, travel volleyball. You get involved at a young age. You go to camps. You do club teams. Play with the best girls that are throughout every different school, and that stuff really carries over and pushes. But yeah, coaching and getting involved at a young age really.
Absolutely. Do you have a favorite moment from your volleyball career?
Favorite moment from volleyball, I would say, would be my senior year. We were playing Kenmore West, and I had no idea. It was actually when I broke the dig record. I had no idea that it was even within my reach or anything like that. And all of a sudden, everyone stopped the game, and they took the ball, made an announcement that I had broken the record and reached 1,000 digs. Everyone stopped, congratulated, and clapped for me. And I was just so taken back because, like I said, I had no idea. But they gave me that game ball, and it's at my parents' house. I know it's at my house, but that was such a shock, and what a great memory to have.
They also have another ball, not a copy, but another ball in the Wall of Fame. So be sure to check that out. You also spent 6 years playing softball under Coach T.K. Murphy, one of the most legendary coaches, not just in NC history, but in the state.
Yes.
And you're only one of the few to spend 6 seasons on varsity, so let's go all the way back to 7th grade. All the way back, probably, all the way back. But what do you remember from your first practice?
Man, I could tell you tryouts alone were super intimidating. I remember they had a sheet where you had to fill out like what team you wanted to be on and what, JV modified or varsity, and I'm a 7th grader, what do I know? I don't want to be on modified, but am I that bold enough to say that I want to be on varsity? And I think I actually marked JV, and my dad, of course, always marked the highest thing, which he was very right about that. But they pulled me aside, and I see you marked JV. Is that do you want to maybe consider being on varsity? And I ended up getting pulled up to varsity, and it was very intimidating to be playing with all these juniors and seniors and whatever. But it makes you a better player. So you get over that pretty quick when you realize, I can actually kind of hang with these girls and have a lot to learn. But
how would you describe Coach Murphy? Because we were young, really young, not even in kindergarten when he was around coaching. So how would you describe him back then?
He's one of the best coaches I've ever had, and I don't know that every player necessarily realizes that right away. I learned pretty quick that he's a tough coach. He's very tough, and the harder he is on you, the more he cares. So the sooner you realize that, the better off I think any player is. But I mean, his record speaks for itself, really.
Absolutely.
So yeah, he's tough on his girls, but he gets results, and he knows what he's talking about. So there's so much to take in that if you really seize that opportunity, then you will learn a lot. So if you can just move past and get through some of the tough things that he says, you can really get through anything. So what a great coach he was, and what a great opportunity.
Absolutely, and he'll be joining our show in a couple of weeks as well. So, do you have a top moment from softball real quick?
I would say when we won the
league
title. Yeah, that was probably the best.
Awesome. Your mom is actually here, Mrs. Wilson, the beloved Mrs. Wilson, as everybody knows. She's actually in our studio today, and she was able to experience the whole ride with you. Mm-hmm. And luckily we were able to do this before she leaves us in June. So how do you describe her when she's not in front of the classroom?
Well, she's pretty much exactly the same as when she's in the classroom. One of the most supporting people, always there for you, genuine, caring. You're the best cheerleader probably I ever had. Her and my dad. I gotta give a shout out to my dad too. But exactly the same person that you see in the classroom is who she is all the time.
Absolutely, and thank you, Mrs. Wilson, for all your support over the years. Couple of last ones here. You went on to play at Damon. Do you have a favorite moment from that?
I didn't play there for very long, but a favorite moment from Damon.
Or what was it like being a college athlete in your brief time?
It was a lot of work, but I had fun. I had fun with it. It was definitely challenging. You had to earn your spot, and as a freshman, I came in, on the bench, whatever, but I definitely earned my spot, and by the end of the season, I was a starter, so that was something that I would say maybe not a single moment, but, it was a challenge that I overcame as a freshman, so that was an accomplishment in itself for me. So being able to balance working out, playing sports, and then having good grades and things like that all together was something as a freshman to accomplish.
Do you have any final advice for our viewers?
Keep playing sports, stay involved as you can. It's the best way to stay out of trouble, and you learn a lot, and things that you learn in high school you take with you for the rest of your life. I believe in that. So.
Well, Shannon, we thank you for joining us this morning. Being nominated to the Wall of Fame, going to be nominated, and hopefully you make it. Best of luck, and also best of luck for you down in Georgia, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. We'll be back with the rest of your morning.